This video is our first video of the year that has to do with actual historical material. In this video, we are going to learn how to write a good, strong thesis statement. This goes with your 1A notes in your unit packet. Here we go. What is a thesis statement? A thesis statement is an argument that answers each part of an essay question. It tells the reader why your answer is what you're going with. Guys, essay questions are not simply write an essay on Greece. They're going to be some kind of question that you have to answer. A thesis statement is also a roadmap for a paper telling a reader what to expect. A reader should be able to look at that thesis statement and not only know which way you're arguing, but how you're planning to go about it. Obviously, it's going to directly answer the essay question. When I say directly, I really do mean that. If the essay question is, who's the greatest country singer of all time, we're not going to start by talking about 70s rock groups. Number 4, it makes a claim that others might dispute. The reason I say this, I'm not saying that they would think that you are wrong, but they might disagree. So if we asked who is the greatest country singer of all time, some of us might say Kenny Chesney, some of us might say Alan Jackson, some of us are going to say George Strait. We're not necessarily all wrong. We're not all right either. It's an opinion question. Most essay questions, especially of the historical variety, are open-ended, and they're going to leave you a lot of room to make an argument one way or another. Not everyone will agree. And the thesis statement itself is generally a single sentence at the end of the first paragraph that presents your argument to a reader. Students, if you've never done one of these videos, if I move too fast in them, you can always press pause on the video to finish copying notes, and then press play again, or rewind if you need to. Moving on. Keys to a strong thesis. The question is answered very clearly. If the question again was about country music, again, like I said, I'm going straight into the best country music singer of all time is, as opposed to talking about other things. Again, our statement takes a position that others might challenge or oppose, and the statement is very specific. We're to the point. There's no reason to beat around the bush. We're not saying the best country singer of the 90s when it was a full moon in an even-numbered year is. We're sticking straight to the point. How to know your thesis is strong. The essay is going to support the thesis without wandering. And it's also going to pass the how and a why test. A reader is clearly going to understand what you are arguing and why and how you are arguing it. Simply by reading your thesis statement, I should know exactly what the rest of the essay is going to say. To the point where, in theory, I don't have to read the rest of the essay. Now, I'm going to keep you honest, but my point is a good thesis statement is the entire essay. It's a summary of what's coming. Now, the thesis itself is going to have a structure, all right? And the structure is, it's a statement that restates and then clearly answers the question. All right, so the beginning, the greatest country music singer of all time is blank. It's restating the question and answering it. Remember, you have to assume that the reader of an essay does not have access to the essay question that you were asked. Now, the other part is we're going to have a method statement. This method statement is going to list the reasons that you are going to use to defend your answer. So the greatest country music singer is Kenny Chesney because he's bald, he lives like Jimmy Buffett, and he sings fun songs. Whatever your reasons might be. Those are just 3 that I come up with off the top of my head. Now, there's a magic word that I said in there that's usually going to go between it, and that is the word because. Okay, you're normally going to see the word because when you're writing a historical essay that goes in between. Because we're making a statement, we are claiming X, and we are saying that because of this. Alright? Now, a little practice. What's the best movie you've ever seen? Think about what you think the best movie is. When you've decided, write it down. Then, following the rest of your sheet, I'm going to want you to come up with 2 to 3 reasons that you can use as support for your claim and then list them. Now, once you've done all of that, combine it into a sentence. Restating the question, because, and then the reasons. Go ahead and press pause on the video now so that you can take a minute and do this. Alright, now that you're done with that, let me show you what I did. The best movie I've ever seen is The Gladiator because the character development, Russell Crowe's performance, and the spectacular storyline. Very simple. I restated the question and answered it because, and then my reasons. Character development, Russell Crowe, and the awesome storyline. Very, very simple. Guys, remember, in an argumentative essay, there's no wrong answer. You have to be able to defend it. The way we grade this is we recognize how well you understand the material by the fact that you know it well enough to use it to frame an argument, as opposed to just simply being able to guess A through D correctly. Alright, practice number 2. You guys can do this on your own at home. This was done in a different table group. What is the best blank of all time? Pick a topic that is interesting to you. Alright, and once you've thought about what you think it is, go ahead, write it down, write your essay, and write your thesis statement. And you can do that on your own. I'm going to move on now. Alright. Rest of the essay. A good argumentative essay is going to follow this format. We're going to look at this again in 1C. We have an intro paragraph that hooks the reader's attention and ends with the thesis statement. Body paragraphs defending the thesis. And then one for each paragraph of the method statement. So in my thesis statement where I was talking about Russell Crowe, I would have one paragraph talking about the character development. I have one paragraph talking about Russell Crowe, and I have one paragraph talking about the storyline itself. Alright, the method statement is your roadmap for what you're going to discuss. And then we have a closing paragraph that usually is going to open by restating the thesis.